Pag-ibig mo, lagi kang nasa puso't isip ko at inaamin ko na namimiss kita, Sa akin ikaw pa.
Hi kaibigans! Welcome back to another Huwebes Horrors. I am very excited today. I don't know if there's still some kind of purple glow, but compared to the last video, I'll put the link up here. But compared to the last video, I think the video quality is much better. I have no idea where the purple glow was coming from because I don't have any purple clothing around here. The candles are obviously not purple, and I mean this is purple, but we tried removing it, but like it didn't affect it, I think. So yeah, I am also very excited to announce to you guys today that I am now introducing another kind of Asian stories. So I am creating a new playlist wherein it's gonna be English version of Asian horror stories. The first category, I guess, that I'm introducing is the Japan horror stories. And obviously, I'm not going to be speaking in Japanese. It's going to be in English because I can't speak Japanese fluently. I only know the basics of that. But yeah, I will be introducing that because I did make a poll in the community tab. I think you could see it there. And then I made a post wherein I asked you guys, what kind of Asian horror stories would you guys want me to dwell on? And initially, it was actually Japan that was like winning the poll. And someone voted Hmong on like the last minute, and so now it just looks like Japan and Hmong's horror stories are like tied for that. But because my friend actually went through all the effort and even sent me a screenshot that finally it's Japan, go do that, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. So I will be commenting to that. I will be showing the first Japan horror stories. My plan is to release that Japan horror stories same day as Huwebes Horrors, because Huwebes Horrors is not only limited to Filipino stories but also to all of the Asian stories. So now you're gonna see there's gonna be an alternating in uploads. There's gonna be sometimes a different one that's in English and some of them is Filipino. So I want to cater to all kinds of audiences, and I know Filipinos are, I guess I'm proud of this in a sense, but a lot of Filipinos understand English. We can even speak English. It's like almost our second language in the Philippines. Like we have the dialect, whether it's Tagalog, Ilocano, like we still know English, that like at least some words, like I'm proud of that. Like even us Filipinos understand English dialect. I mean, sorry, I just called English a dialect. I mean English language. Speaking of English, so the first horror story is actually in English. I like browsed through it and there's like only a little Filipino towards the end, but be patient with me because the rest of the other two stories, I promise you, is in Tagalog. So, yeah. Before mag-start tayo sa mga kwento, gawin natin is make sure madilim, guys. Ayaw natin na super, super bright. Baka mawala yung takot natin, di ba? Tapos kuha kayo ng snacks, kwek-kwek, popcorn, dalhin nyo sa kwarto ninyo or sa kama ninyo or kung saan man kayo. Dalhin nyo at mag-relax lang kayo kasi chill lang tong podcast. So, proceed na tayo sa unang storya. I was still a kid when this happened, but it still gives me the creeps. Back in 2010, my ate and I went to her boyfriend's, now husband's, house for their fiesta. We ended up leaving around 11:30 p.m. and since there was no more jeep around this time, my brother-in-law, or he calls it BIL, gave us a ride. I was sitting on my ate's lap because I was already sleepy and don't want to sit at the back. Everything was going fine. My eyes were closed and I could hear ate and BIL talking when I heard a third voice in their conversation. At first, I thought it was a phone call because I could hear the voice, but I can't understand what it was saying. It sounded like it was another language, but at the same time, it was not. So basically, it's Filipino accent, but in a different language. I was so focused on the third voice that I stopped listening to my ate and BIL's conversation. When I tuned back, BIL mentioned, may nakisakay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So even BIL noticed this change. When an adult actually acknowledges it, you know you're not imagining things. We were about to cross a bridge in Gutad. It was surrounded by cornfields. Ooh, but some parts are talahiban. I opened my eyes at that point. Si kuya talagang Taglish na iba talaga to. Naka-English buo tapos biglang may Filipino in between. I opened my eyes at that point and ate quick. Oh, I said ate instead of ate. I opened my eyes at that point and ate quickly hugged me so I couldn't see anything. Oh. The car sounded like it was carrying something heavy until it went to an abrupt stop. BIL said not to worry. He phoned someone to help us. It was midnight at that point. Oh my gosh. It stopped in the middle of the night, in the middle of cornfields where you could barely see anything. And it's midnight, guys. It's midnight. I would be freaking out. My BIL can feel or see apparitions, and I could tell he's trying his best not to sound concerned. As an adult, I do that too, just not to scare the little ones, you know. He is really brave. We continued talking to pass the time and keep me entertained. I could still hear the other voice joining now and then. My sister hugged me tightly and prevented me from looking at the back of the car. Ano kaya nasa likod? Nakikurious tuloy ako. May paniniwala ako na kung titignan mo talaga ng diretsuhan or i-acknowledge mo na andun yung espiritu, parang alam mo yung sa mga dreams, kapag alam nila na conscious ka, i-atake ka. So, bale, same concept din. Kapag may nakikita akong espiritu, hindi ko siya pinapansin. Parang normal akong tao na, okay, normal tong day, wala akong nakikita. Para hindi ako atakayin. Alam mo na. So, tend to be calm para hindi ka ma-in trouble. You get what I mean? After a while, BIL's father arrived, honking loudly. He stopped next to us and just kept honking. Before he even got off his car, BIL started the car and it turned on and it sounded good. So we headed home. The next morning, Ate said someone was in the car with us, that she could feel it in the back seat, just sitting there. I added that I heard it talking, although didn't understand what it said. Mom and Ate froze because Ate didn't hear any other voice. Mom started asking me questions about what it said and if I replied to the voice. I said I didn't because I couldn't understand what it said. It's a good thing na hindi mo maintindihan kasi you would have been in trouble, kid. Apparently, in that area, just before you cross the bridge, someone's makikisakay. If you're lucky, it'll get off once you cross the bridge. However, our car stopped. According to BIL's father from the outside, ang dilim sa loob kasi nakapatay lahat ng ilaw niyo. When in actuality, bukas naman ilaw sa loob ng kotse. Ooh. Wow. We are off to a good start, guys. Gusto ko tong story. I love that story. I loved how it was so thrilling, actually. Pero yes, salamat kuya sa story na yan. Mabuti na lang at safe kayo ng pamilya niyo. Okay, guys. It's time to go to the next story. I'm so excited. Alright. Medyo maikli tong next story natin. This was like 8 or 7 months after Yolanda. Things were starting to return to normal. Transpo was okay. Though di nagpapagabi mga PUV or PUJ unlike before Yolanda. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kasi baka iba yung pagkaka-understanding ko. Pero I think PUV, PUJ is mga jeepney. I was commuting from school pa uwi like 8 p.m.-ish na. Ang late mo naman ate. Anong ginawa mo sa school? Dapat maaga kang umuwi. Iday. May mga stops talaga na maraming bumababa and eventually I was one of the few remaining. Medyo last stop pa ako. Doon na ako sa edge nung multi-cab nakaupo. Anong multi-cab? Hindi ako nakakarinig ng multi-cab. I only know jeepneys. Ano yung multi-cab? Like, I know what's a cab, taxi, but what the hell is a multi-cab? Dumaan kami ng wet market, tapos medyo squatterish area unahan dun. May sumakay na parang basa na lalaki, tapos sa may gitna siya nakaupo. Opposite side sa akin. Was very curious about him kung bakit siya basa. Naisip ko baka mangingista or sa palengke nagtatrabaho. Though di ko pinansin masyado and went on with the trip. Tapos nag-earphones na lang ako. Dire-diretso yung biyahe, walang may bumababa at sumakay. Probably cause late na. Nung pababa na ako, iaabot ko sana yung pasahe sa lalaki na basa, kaso wala na. Oh. Baka ate, naka-earphones ka kasi kaya hindi ka masyadong nagpe-pay attention siguro? Bumaba ako tapos sa driver ko ibinigay. Tapos parang namutla siya kasi bigla talagang nawala daw yung pasahero. Tapos may wet spot sa upuan niya na may konting dirt. Okay, hindi lang daw si ate to. Pati si driver natakot. So talagang nawala bigla. Oh, yikes. Ugh. Buti na lang hindi niya kinausap. Baka, random note, pero hindi ako nakaka-stay awake sa mga jeepney. Like, nung bata ako, I was riding always with my mom. Tapos lagi akong napapa-sleepy. Like, I constantly fight hard to not sleep on the jeep because, public commuting. But like, I always end up like sleeping. I don't know why. Like, the sound of the jeepney is loud, but it's oddly comforting. Is that a weird thing? Is that just me? Alright, enough na. Eto na. Punta na tayo sa pangatlong kwento. It was probably 10 plus years ago. Sumakay kami sa jeep ng mom ko and sat sa may bukana. After us, may sumakay na tita na may plastic cover sa ulo. In parentheses, they said, probably nagpakulay si madam. Hehe. She sat beside me. Madam, sana yung plastic cover lang sa may sa may buhok kasi sabi mo sa ulo, hindi buhok. Nakakatakot yung sa may ulo, Diyos ko. Hindi ka ba masasuffocate niyan? Memorable yung array of characters. Sa tapat namin were a couple na nag-aaway. Hush-hush lang. Sa side nila, near the driver, is a group of men na maingay, parang lasing. And sa dulo sa side namin, katapat na mga lasing, is a girl na may long black hair, tapos nakasuot ng light blue long sleeves and long skirt. Para siyang suot ng mga nun in training. Interesting. That is an interesting group of people all in there. There's a nun, there's a couple that's arguing, there is drunk people, tapos may girl na may plastic sa ulo. So nagpaabot kami ng bayad kay tita and inabot sa girl sa dulo. Nagbayad din si tita and inabot ulit ni girl. Hindi lumilingon yung girl. Inaabot lang niya by extending her hand palikod pero nakaharap yung face niya sa road. Pagdaan namin sa big church around that area, biglang tumahimik yung buong jeep. And napinsin ko, wala na yung girl sa dulo. Medyo nalito ako since I thought I was just imagining it, so I kept quiet. A few meters and pumara na kami for our stop. That's the thing. Si tita yung last na sumakay. Kami yung next na bumaba. No stops in between. Tapos sinabihan ako ng mom ko after bumaba na wala bigla yung babae sa dulo, no? Still gives me goosebumps until now. Honestly, that would give me goosebumps too because you just passed by the church and then suddenly they disappeared. The girl disappeared. Like, that's crazy. Wait, are we talking? Wait, sorry. Were we talking about the girl with the plastic? Or the nun in training? I think it was the nun in training. Alam ko yung multo would be the person na may plastic sa ulo. Kasi that was like the weirdest to me. Yun pala si ating mukhang nun in training yung multo. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oof. Anyways, that gave me slight chills. Okay guys, so yun na yung last nating kwento. It actually felt really fast to me. I don't know if that's the same case for you guys, pero it felt like it felt shorter than usual. I think I got 2 short stories and then just 1 long, because usually I take long stories, like 3 long stories, but I guess because I do this at random, I don't really like look at it, you know. So I'm guessing I did end up with 1 long story and just 2 short stories. Anyways, but I still enjoy this segment with you guys. And kung gusto nyo pa ng maraming stories, I will post the Japan horror stories ASAP. It might even be on the same day. So I hope you guys check that out. If I do post it, I would link it up here around, somewhere around here. But yes, salamat ulit guys sa panonood at sa pakikinig sa aking kwento. I hope you guys continue to support me. Salamat ulit. Salamat, 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 salamat. I am so grateful. Sige na, ilalet go ko na kayo. It is 12 a.m. at my time, so it is crazy. Still got an appointment tomorrow, so gotta go. Ingat kayo guys at sana hindi kayo pangungutin. Bye!
Hey there, baby. Ngayon lang ako nagkakita ng katulad mo. You got me crazy. Kahit sinong lalaki mababaliw sa'yo. Panahon hanggang ka pa, laging pumupunta.